Yeah, so you're propped up in my little lubrication box, which is just an old shoe box that has all the lubricants on it. So I've already taken the motor off. I've taken, well, actually, you know what? I can just show you. So motor goes right here. The idler wheel goes right here. We've already taken this stuff off. We've taken some of the top brass part. This piece right here goes right there, and then that pulls the idler wheel to the motor pulley. So we're just going to start taking this thing apart. So the next day we work on this, it'll be getting all the old grease and oil off. When you're doing this, it definitely helps to have like different buckets. I like to do one bucket with the stuff up top, another one with the for the stuff connectors and clips for the underside, just so you don't. I mean, you do that. I do that, and I still get confused as to where these washers go, because there's a lot of them that are on the same size of other washers, even though not every spot gets a clip and a washer. I think one of these days I'm going to get my act together and then build an actual stable thing for these turntables to sit on, because right now it's just this flimsy wire thing I found at the dollar store. Not the dollar store, sorry, at the thrift store. Ain't that right, Rocks Blocks? Yeah. My dog is over there on the couch looking at the wall for some odd reason. Well, she was just sitting there staring at the wall. Her little ego was hurt because she tried hopping on it. She's only got one back leg, and normally she can hop up on the sofa pretty well, but yesterday she didn't make it, and now her confidence is shot, and she's been asking me for help getting her up on the sofa and up on the bed, even though she's got little doggy steps. All right, so now we're going to take these screws out. Those screws hold the center spindle and the platter bearings. And this is the top nut for the center post for the the cam gear. Okay, let's flip this guy over. All right. Let's start with, where do we want to start? Yeah, let's take, I also put the electrical stuff in with the things that go up top. So let's take this on and off switch off. There's a little ceramic capacitor in there. We may open this and see if that capacitor needs to be replaced. It's not often that they do. There we go. Yeah, it's got a little piece of tape, so nobody's opened it. So that's the original capacitor from 19 something or other. I mean, it's ceramic. It may still be good. We may check it. I've only come across one that's been out of spec, to be honest with you. And even then, I just assume it was out of spec because I couldn't find the actual specs on it. Okay, where do we want to start? So, yeah, you know what? Let's start right here. Take the spring off. There we go. Oh, come off there. There we go. All right. So it is literally just removing all these springs, clips, screws, removing all this stuff. This is your speed selector. Goes over here, moves this guy up and down. So we're just going to keep stripping this down. I think maybe down the road we'll make just do a video where it's just taking this all completely apart. But now I think we'll just do like little updates here and there. There we go. But yeah, we're gonna go take this part off, take this off, go here, move our way over here to the speed or the on-off auto and lift, and then over here. And then once we get it all taken apart, then we'll get the alcohol, some either rag or cotton swabs, take all the old stuff off and put it back in. Probably not tonight, but we'll see. We'll see how it goes. I mean, just look at that nasty old grease. Like, that is essentially glue. And we've come across our first little hiccup. This is essentially seized on. So is this piece right here. So to get these off, we're going to have to go get the heat gun and apply a little bit of warmth to these guys, because I really don't want to try and, strong arm these things and break a post that, I mean, not that I'm that stinking strong, but I don't want to warp these or break anything that, I can't replace. So I'll have to go get the heat gun. There we go. There's one. These little thermal gloves definitely come in handy when I got these for when I was going down the road and making barbecue. So they definitely come in handy. This heat gun's also come in handy, but I got this because I didn't have a hair dryer in the house. That would also work. Let's see, can we get this little screwdriver? No. Let's see here. Let's see if we can use this guy as a little pry tool. There we go. Tap. Come on. Come on. There we go. Cool. All right. Those things are going to be hot. Let those cool down. And then turn this guy off.
1 hour later.
So we have this 990B almost completely stripped on the upper side and the bottom. This is the last piece. These are the last two pieces. And I wanted to show this specifically because this was what it caused the tone arm to get stuck in the groove on the last 990B I worked on. And so you've got this platform under here that rotates. You see this where my thumb is? So this guy rotates, and let's see if we can rotate it. And so it'll go up and then it'll go down. But then you also have this post right here, and that touches the bottom of this friction plate on the tone arm. And what that does is to keep it from swinging around wildly when the auto start and auto, or basically on the return. That's as I understand it. Now, this is the problem. You see, so this is another part that rides a groove over here that also pushes that. Let's see, you can't see it move back. It's not really. It's kind of hard to do this like one-handed. So that also pushes up. So you got two things. This right here pushes it up, and this right here pushes it up. But this also controls how fast, because the dampening fluid. So maybe this guy pushes up, and this guy just is along for the ride until it's time to slowly lower the tone arm. But anyways, so this piece right here, you see where it's a little bit pushed in? That needs to be a little bit further down, because that is too far up, and that is causing the additional friction on that tone arm. And so we're going to take this part off, take that lifting platform off, and then lower that just a little bit so it's still making contact, but not so much to where it's going to get stuck in the groove like that other turntable I was working on. So we've got a completely naked Garrard 990B. Everything is pulled off of here except for the RCA connectors. I had to get the heat gun and hammer out to get this guy loose because it was in there and it wasn't supposed to be. So here's what we're going to do from the order of operations. We're going to clean this up. We're just going to do a light cleaning, get all the grease, all this old grease off the deck. Off of the, oh heavens, there we go. Yeah, get all this stuff off. We'll leave the stickers, but the old grease is coming off. Then we're going to go into here, and there's the reservoir for the dampening fluid. I think I learned my lesson from the last 990B, and I'm just going to do, oh, let's put this down. Yeah, welcome to Shaky Cam. So we're just going to do nothing but 500,000 silicone differential fluid. Put this back together, and then just once we put this guy on, then we're going to move on to everything else here. We're going to clean all the old grease off, make sure the platter bearings are all right. This guy will probably be a little bit more aggressive and remove this old graphite grease and put some more stuff to make it a little bit more universal in the coverage, especially in this groove here where this post right here sits. Yeah, so it is a complete tear down and servicing of this guy that desperately needed. I had to use the heat gun. We had to use the heat gun a couple of times because the old grease just turned rock solid, and I could not get those pieces off without, I don't know, breaking or warping something. So the heat gun came out. Definitely a worthwhile investment. And poor little Roxy is just so over my shit. I'm over here making noise, and she's like, it is 10:30 at night. Please stop. Death glare. But she's a cute little lady. Yeah. Aww.